So this is probably my favorite story of the year. It's coming to us from Enlightenment Africa, and I'm not familiar with this publication. Actually, I mean, I'm not really versed in anything African. It's not where I'm at. It's not where I'm from. So I kind of give it a huge meh, I guess. But this is funny. Tanzania's latest weapon against women is to slap a 25% tax on wigs and hair extensions. All right. So once again, Tanzanian women have become the target of certain unpopular decisions by the Magufuli administration following the latest move to impose a tax on wigs and hair extensions. Finance Minister Philip Mango, in his budget speech in Parliament on Thursday, announced a 25% tax on imported wigs and hair extensions and a 10% tax on those made locally. He said that they were a part of measures aimed at increasing government revenue. Makes sense. I'm pretty sure the women of Tanzania go all out on weaves just like they do here in the West and in America. So yeah, I mean, this sounds like a good way for them to make some money. Those in support of the levy say it will make women keep their natural hair, but critics, largely women, feel the decision is mainly to hurt them because, yeah, of course. People love artificial hair. Why of all things that could be taxed did they opt for wigs? Because it's a high seller. They're moving a lot of product. I mean, that's why. What do you mean? Of all things, is if it's one of the largest exports, or imports, then yeah, that's exactly what governments do. A popular Tanzanian importer of wigs, Anastasia Siga, asked while speaking with the BBC. For others, the measure could ruin relationships. As most men in Tanzania are used to seeing their wives with wigs and extensions, a trend that many young women have embraced. Okay, so there's no name on this article, right? But let me tell you something. I can almost guarantee that a woman wrote this article. You want to know how I know how? Men in general don't care. We couldn't care less. And as far as ruining relationships or marriages, if he is with the woman, if you're married to a woman, and maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you've seen her without the wig, you've seen her without the weave, and it's as far as I'm concerned, it shouldn't be a matter of the exterior stuff. But I just find this hilarious. I really do, because women tend to say, oh man, we're doing this for men. Men demand this. We never have. I don't think of course, hold on. Let's be clear. Of course, there are some men who just need their woman in weave and all these other things. But for the most part, no, men are come as you are, all the extra stuff is nice, but really it's unnecessary, because at the end of the day, if we love you and we love the person that you are, what your exterior parts have nothing to do with it. This is just more women project onto men a lot. They will say, oh, when a woman, and I've actually had this happen to me. I've had a woman sit there and say, oh, well, we wear all these weaves because y'all men like it and stuff like that. And then when we say, no, I actually prefer you natural. Well, I'm wearing this for me. So it's well, can you make up your mind? Seriously. For others, the measure. Okay. Meanwhile, women are also up in arms against the government's decision to scrap the exemption on a value-added tax placed on sanitary towels. Finance Minister Mango explained that since an exemption was introduced, consumers had not benefited as businesses refused to reduce their prices. But women feel the measure is unfair. Of course, they feel that way. This is not the first time that government policies and decisions have disproportionately hit women in Tanzania. Last September, the country stepped up its authoritarian game by further attacking the rights and freedoms of women. This was after the Speaker of Parliament banned women MPs from wearing eyelash and nail extensions in the Legislative House. Are you kidding me? This is the rights and the freedoms of women. If this is what you consider your rights, darling, maybe you shouldn't have any. Deal is that it's a job. You know, like if you are a legislator, if you are no matter, like it doesn't help you do your job. The hair, the extensions and nails and eyelashes and stuff like that, these have nothing to do with your job. So honestly, it shouldn't be a big deal. Job, I'm not trying that last name, said that he is also considering banning women MPs with excessive makeup from entering the House, reports local media The Citizen. Makes sense. It really does. Like when I'm dating women and she's getting all dolled up to go to work, I'm like, why are you getting dolled up to go to work? You're going to work. Go, take your ass to work. You don't need to look good for none of them over there. Nah, I don't care. But I mean, it is a bit distracting. And the deal with makeup and, wearing blush and high heels and stuff like that is that they are mating calls. When you sit there and try to juice yourself up, it is a mating call. It is, oh yeah, look at me, I want this type of attention. When in reality, you're going to work. So the only thing that should be getting attention is the work. Plain and simple. Makes sense to me. His decision on wigs and hair extensions was in reaction to a statement by the Deputy Minister for Health, Community Development, Gender, Elderly, and Children, Dr. Faustine, I'm not trying that last name, who told the House that eyelash and nail extensions are creating several health implications for women in the country. A day before this incident, Tanzania's President, John Magufuli, told a crowd at a public rally at Matu in the all these were African words, region in the Simiyu region to stop birth control and produce many children to work on their farms. He described those using family planning as lazy and afraid to work hard to feed a larger family, reports The Citizen. You people of Matu keep livestock. You are good farmers. You can feed your children. Why would you opt for birth control? These are my views, but I do not see any need for birth control in Tanzania, he said. I have traveled to Europe and elsewhere, the United States, and I have seen the side effects of birth control. In some countries, the United States, they are now struggling with declining growth rates. They have no labor force. He added, in the presence of the United Nations Population Fund representative in Tanzania, Jacqueline Mahone. He called on them to keep producing children because the government is building hospitals that will improve maternal health. This is the same president who upheld the controversial 2002 law in 2017 that bans pregnant schoolgirls from returning to school after giving birth. He also supported the order to arrest all pregnant schoolgirls to serve as a deterrent. Do I think that's a bit on the extreme side? Yeah, but I think that he means to be malicious in this? No, I believe that he does not want anyone, he does not want the idea that, and it's spread here in the West, in the United States, that, oh yeah, teen pregnancy is so cool. By all means, no. You trying to shut that down. So I completely understand where he's coming from with this. Do I agree? It's not my decision to make, so I don't have to worry about all that. In January 2018, the authorities arrested 5 pregnant schoolgirls and their parents. They explained that the arrest was to ensure that they testified against those responsible. The Mwanza Regional Commissioner John Mongella issued the order at an education stakeholders meeting in December last year. The reason behind their arrest was to end the growing teenage pregnancies in the country, prevent other girls from engaging in sexual activities, and get the girls to testify against the culprits who are on the run, district official Muhammad Aziz told local media. So apparently these young girls are being impregnated by, older gentlemen, people out of their age range, and they're trying to put a stop to that. And you know what? Power to you, brother. The country continues to deny its citizens human rights as the media, opposition parties, and musicians have all been victims of the regime, which has formulated laws that stifle dissent and violate freedom of expression. Yeah, but, like your eyelashes and your nails in your workplace, that's not about freedom of expression. It's about, hey, you got a job to do these eyelashes, hair extensions, wigs, and all this other nonsense. Completely what's the word that I'm looking for? Completely just not helpful at all stuff. Does this circumvent you from doing your job? No. Then what do you need it for? The country is also considering a law that will make it illegal for anyone to question government statistics, reports right bodies. Right Okay, I'm pretty sure the author E Africa was having a little bit of a spasm there, but yeah, that okay, that I have a problem with. I mean, you have to be able to question these things. I'm not like I believe that's more of an attack on freedom of speech and freedom of expression than, oh yeah, you can't wear this thing that doesn't help you do your job to your job, you know? Unfortunately, women are the most affected in Tanzania as the men propose the laws and they only have to obey even though it doesn't favor them. Well, yeah. I mean, that's just how it works. That's just how it rolls. And honestly, I couldn't be more into this tax because it's really funny. Like they moving, like they got so many wigs and weaves being imported that like yo, that 25% tax on them will probably like yo bump them up, hook them up, like probably bring in a few $1 billion if they're anything like women in America. That'll probably like may just it take care of your entire the country's entire GDP. Like seriously, I mean, but ultimately. Whereas I am laughing at portions of this, there's also the portion of cracking down on government dissent that I do not agree with. I mean, let's be real. I think there's a difference between taxes and cutting down on dissenting voices and dissenting opinions. You know, which is probably why this is written by East Africa and nobody put their name to it because they get pulled, they get dragged out. So. I completely get it. I keep saying East Africa, but I believe that E stands for Enlightenment Africa. Once again, not very familiar with this publication, but I did find the story rather humorous, and I would love for you to let me know what do you think in the comments. So, all the internet stuff. Like the video if you like it or dislike it. I ain't scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice. Share because sharing is caring. And speak. Let me know. Do you think a 25%? Should we do that here in the West? Should we do that in America? Should we put a 25% tax on all wigs and weaves? That I would love to see that outpour, man. The uproar over that. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I love natural hair. Like I do. I love and it doesn't matter the woman. Like if she can be white, black, green, blue, purple. If her hair is natural, I'm just all for it. I like being able to run my fingers through it and just like in the midst of passion, just grab a nice little handful and tug while I just try to ride it until the brakes fall off, dude. Seriously, it really is a big part of intimacy. I believe having your natural hair. So when sisters be like, "Oh my goodness, y'all don't want us in natural hair," that is a lie. If you are talking to me, that is a complete lie. Like you'll any black woman that has seen me in the last 6 years, and I like they just get a random high five if she's rocking the natural hair because the extensions, the weave, I mean, it stinks and it's just not fun. It doesn't. What's the name? It doesn't lend itself to, a healthy relationship because, you got to be comfortable with each other no matter what. And so with that being said, until the next one.